Well, hello there and welcome back to my channel, or of course welcome to my channel if you're new. If you are new, then hello, lovely to meet you. My name is Alex, and if you are new here, make sure you stick around and subscribe. If you're not new and you've been here for a while, then why not make sure that notification bell is switched on just so you're notified of every single time that I upload. So for today's video, I have such an exciting one because we are going to be testing out 2 new palettes by BH Cosmetics. Now, if you've watched my channel for a long time, you know that I'm such a big fan of BH Cosmetics. I've always had such good experience with their makeup, and their eyeshadow palette formula quality is just like top level. So of course I had to pick up this new collection, and of course I am talking about the Flower Power range. There is also a brush set with these, but I just decided to pick up the palettes. These are both retail for £10.50, and we have a 4-colour blush palette and an eyeshadow palette. So this is the packaging, very like 70s vibe. I absolutely love it. And then the eyeshadow palette is purple. So let's take a look inside. This is vegan and cruelty free, and this is what the 4-colour blush palette looks like. How pretty is this? There is no mirror in here, so it is just like fully cardboard. And then we have this 16-colour eyeshadow palette, which is very similar packaging to the Nice palette they released at Christmas, because there is very small pans inside, and again there's no mirror, it's just the cardboard. But we are going to test out both palettes today, and I'm going to let you know if they're worth picking up, so let's get into it. So we're going to start off with the Flower Power blush palette, and I'm going to start by swatching all 4 of these shades. So these are what all 4 of the blushes look like. I absolutely love every single one of these blushes. The formula feels really soft and pigmented, so I absolutely love these. We're gonna try 2 of the blushes today. I'll put one on one cheek and one on the other. And if you're wondering what my highlighter is, it is from the BH Cosmetics Waffle palette. Absolutely love that. So firstly, I think I'm gonna take the 2 lightest shades in the palette. So I'm firstly gonna take Chill Out, which is quite a like peachy toned blush. It is a little bit kickbacky. Very nicely pigmented. It's not in your face, but it is enough where you know the colour's going to show up, and I definitely reckon this would be buildable as well. And then for my right, by the way, I'm very pink today. This was unintentional, but obviously it must have been because it's me. So I'm going to take the pink blush in here, or the very pink blush in here, which is called Wicked, and I'm going to take this on a different brush. Again, a little bit kickbacky. Wow, that is super pigmented. I'm just going to dust some of that off. Okay, that's actually very pigmented again. Just use a very light hand and you'll get this beautiful colour. It went on really smoothly onto the skin, and I think it blends in really well with the rest of my makeup. I now have 2 different coloured cheeks, but I don't think you can really tell. Yeah, I don't think you can really tell, but I think they both look absolutely beautiful. So that is what both of those blushes look like on me. Now this palette is £10.50. It's not the cheapest blush palette out there, but if you haven't got their Bellini palette, I'd maybe consider picking this one up if you like the shades in here, because this is a little bit cheaper. And you get 4 beautiful shades of blusher. I do actually have one of their, I think it's the Vanilla Strawberry blush palette, and I absolutely love that. Blush palettes are just a bit of me, and this is so beautiful. So I'm very happy to have it in my collection. So yeah, I'd recommend if you don't have any of the BH Cosmetics blush palettes. Okay, next we're going to move on to the 16-colour shadow palette. Now this one, as you can see, is very much purple based. The blush palette is more pink based. I feel very, you know, on thing today, but I'm really excited to do a look with this because, as I've said before, I've had no issues previously with their palettes, so I'm looking forward to creating a purpley look. I feel like I haven't done a purple look in ages. So firstly, I'm going to swatch the entire palette. Okay, and this is the entire palette swatched. I am so impressed with some of these swatches, like especially this like pastel lilac-y purple, this bright one here, like the shimmers in here are also beautiful. Like I love the theme of this palette, like it is definitely a bit of me and I cannot wait to put this on my eyes. There are a couple of different formulas of shimmer. You have more of the foils, but you also have more of these like sheerer shimmers that have a little bit of a reflect to them, but I absolutely love the shades in here. I love how there's neutrals in here as well, so you can create something a bit more neutral, but obviously we are going to be playing with the purples today. Okay, so off of camera I've just primed my eyelids. I of course used my Revolution Ultimate Eye Base. We use eye bases just to stick something down so the shadows actually have something to grasp onto and so the colours pop a little bit more. So let's finally try this eyeshadow palette out. I'm firstly going to start off with this pinky purple, which is called Unity. And I'm just going to take that on a Morphe M456 brush. And I'm going to start by placing this colour in my crease. I mean, look how nicely pigmented that is so far. Like, it's just incredible. I love BH. If you've not checked out any of their palettes, yeah, I strongly recommend them. The Weekend Vibes collection is just insane and I honestly cannot recommend it enough. So now we've got this in my crease, I think I'm going to grab some of the Dream shade, which is the more like cool toned lilac-y purple, and I'm just going to build that up in my crease. I really want to use as many shades as possible, so yeah, I'm just going to build that up in the same area. Okay, that's built up quite nicely actually, and now I'm going to take this shade called Daisy, which is a light pastel purple. Taking that on this XX Revolution like big fluffy brush. I think it can come in one of the Christmas sets, and I'm just going to start buffing that out, and there should start to be a nice little blend. Okay, I absolutely love that shade. It's actually working really well. I'm just taking this brush again and not taking any extra product. I'm just using it to blend up to the top of my lid so there isn't that harsh line there. Okay, for my outer corners, I'm going to add this Love shade, which again is a bit more of a combination of purple and pink. We're just going to use this to create some depth. That brush I used, by the way, is the Roxy like pencil brush, and I'm just going back in with the big fluffy brush and just using that to blend out the top edges. Okay, so these are what my lids are looking like. I'm obsessed with the colours. I think they all blend together beautifully, like they look so seamless. I'm now going to do half cut creases on both my eyes. I'm going to use my Revolution Ultimate Eye Base and my Real Techniques accent brush, which is not available anymore, but there is a Real Techniques brush set that has a similar brush like this. I'm so gutted because this is honestly my favourite cut crease brush. So I'm just going to pop some of that on my hand and then I'm going to do my half cut creases. Okay, so these are my half cut creases and now we need to put a shimmer on our lid. Let's try out this Wild shade here, which is a purple but it has a bit of more of a bluey undertone. I'm going to take it on a Spectrum A15 brush and let's see if this is pigmented. Okay, what I'm going to do is I've brought that about 3/4 of the way across. I'm now going to take Disco, which is this light gold shimmer here, and I'm just going to add this to the front portion of the lid and like bring it towards my inner corner just so there's a little bit of brightness there. Okay, so I've just spent some time blending in the shimmers to each other. I have the gold inner corner but the purple outer, I say outer corner, outer half cut crease. Definitely let me know what you think down below. So now we need to blend out this harsh line we've got out here. So I'm just going to take that same Spectrum brush I was using, and I'm going to take a little bit of Hippie, which is this shade here, and I'm going to use that to blend out the outer line into the corner. Okay, so these are the lids complete, and for my lower lash line I think I'm going to take the darker shade in the palette, which is Boogie, which I thought was a dark brown, but when I swatched it, it had a purple undertone to it, so we're going to use this. And for my inner corners and brow bone, I think I might try this Peace shade here, which is a light pink shimmer, but I think it has like a bluey, purpley undertone to it. Let's just give it a go. Okay, so these are the completed eyes. I mean, I had a little bit of fallout from the shimmer shades, but apart from that, everything else went really smoothly. I really like the look that I created today. It's definitely different for me. I don't do a lot of purple eye looks and stuff, but I love it. So I'm going to hop off camera quickly. I'm going to do my lashes and mascara, and then I'll be right back with my final thoughts. Right guys, so I'm back, and this is my completed look. So for my lashes, I used my pan lashes in the Style Dream. I should really throw these away. I'm so sorry, Jodie. I know you're going to kill me. I have my new ones in a drawer that I need to get out, but these are my old ones, so we're gonna throw those away now. My mascara is the Essence Lush Princess. Freaking love this mascara. I know I probably am repeating myself, but if you have not tried this yet, you need to. It is so good. And my lips, I don't know if it was being too much, but I asked my patrons, they all seemed to think it looked okay, so I went for it. I actually put on one of these Superstay matte inks by Maybelline. This one is in the shade 45 Escapist, and I don't know, I'm just feeling this all monochrome look. I feel like I'm clashing with the pink and purple, but luckily these colours go together. Yeah, so this is my completed look. Please let me know down below what you think of it. So let's sit down and talk about these palettes. So firstly, the blush palette is super pretty. I love the shades in here. I'm such a sucker for a good blush palette, and this is really beautiful. I love the BH Cosmetics formula. I think it's really smooth, blends really well on the skin, as you can see, and I'm going to highly recommend it. Of course, if you already have the Bellini palette, I feel like it is quite similar, like barring this pink one here, I feel like the other three are quite similar to Bellini. So if you already have that, this will probably be quite similar. However, if you don't have Bellini and it's a little bit too expensive for you, definitely check out this one because it is absolutely beautiful. And then of course we have the main star of the show, which is the Flower Power eyeshadow palette. So of course you're only going to love this palette if you love your purples. I personally really love purple eyeshadow. I just don't use it enough as I should. And I feel like the shades in here are really good quality, especially for only £10.50. I know the pans are quite small, but it is a perfect travel friendly palette. These are vegan and cruelty free as well, and I just think if you have room for another purple palette in your collection, I definitely recommend this. The matte shades in here are super pigmented, really easy to blend, and that's one of the main reasons I love BH Cosmetics, because their eyeshadows are just so smooth and really easy to blend. Like even this, like a light pastel-y purple, was not expecting that to be pigmented whatsoever, but it really surprised me, and I just freaking love this palette. The shimmers had a little bit of fallout, and I did have to build them up a little bit, and I think I did go in with my finger in the end just to go over the top of it. But to be honest with you, on their own, they're pretty good. I would just spend a little bit more time building them up. But once you've done that, you have this beautiful shimmer on your lid, and I absolutely love it. I love the tones in here as well. You do have your purples and your purple shimmers, but the mattes are mostly like neutral browns and like pink, purpley based shadows. So I'm a huge fan of the eyeshadow palette Colour Story. I love the shimmers in here. I wish there was like maybe one more shimmer, or replace one of the shimmers just with one slightly lighter shade than Disco, because I feel like that is still quite a dark shimmer for me. I'd probably swap this Chill shade out with a lighter shimmer, but apart from that, I freaking love this. I love this whole collection. It's super fun, super colourful. I just think if you have room for another purple palette in your collection, definitely check this out. It's super good quality. As always, I'm very, very happy with BH Cosmetics. Their makeup is very, very good, especially for the price that you pay. So that pretty much rounds up my thoughts and opinions on the Flower Power collection by BH Cosmetics. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please let me know by smashing the thumbs up button. Let me know down below what you thought of these palettes, and of course, if you haven't already, please subscribe down below, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!